Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are on this amazing planet. We have to say it's amazing because we live on it and we need it. How are you all? Already we have Christine high in Cyprus. Have you had the bad weather that we've had? We had the most torrential rain and thunderstorms yesterday. It was awesome. Loved it. It was great. Andy, you're here, I think. Hello, Andy. And Janice, you're here. I hope you've got over your cold. I know you said last week you were suffering a bit, so hopefully you're feeling better. Wishing Pool Tarot, who I've got mine ready for later. And who else have we got? We've got Leaves and Gears. Hey, Kate Ulrich, greetings from Cape Cod. Fantastic. Oh, Christine, you still got it really hot. Okay. Well, it's a bit cooler here, but nothing to write home about. Poonam, hi, you're here. Oh, Torin and Ruby. Hello, Torin. Hello, Torin. Hello, Ruby. Love you guys. Oh, they're doing HW at the table. Okay, we won't say that awful word. Karen Huck in Houston, welcome. Jim, warmest greetings to you, my dear friend. And okay, well, we could just spend the next little while saying hello, having a cozy chat, because actually there are really no significant astrological aspects happening this coming week. Apart from the fact that on Wednesday, it's October the 1st. So, of course, I will be doing a live stream on Wednesday night. So, yes, you get me twice this week. Lucky you. And I'll be looking and wittering about the month ahead on Wednesday night. Let's see what else we've got going on. And so we haven't got much going on, but let's just have a little bit of a recap. Let's catch up with how you may or may not have been feeling last week, because remember, we had that Mars in Scorpio squaring Pluto in Aquarius. Now, my sense is that was part and parcel of the triggered speech that our lovely Carrot, chief vegetable in the vegetable soup, gave at United Nations. I don't know whether they had him for lunch, but it's possible. And I think the ire, that's a good word, ire that will have evoked in people will be quite in keeping with that Mars-Pluto energy, because I can imagine a lot of people may have been a little bit irritated by that speech. Mind you, I don't think Netanyahu did much better. I know half the UN walked out before he started speaking. I have to say, I didn't listen to his speech. I'm up to here with it all. I just think, for goodness sake, sort it out. Come on, boys, behave. Let's have a look. Who else is here? We've got Simi. Hi, Simi. And what else is going on? Yeah, it doesn't stop, does it? It's exhausting, Christine. Absolutely agree. I love that wishing pool tarot. Up and down like a horse draws. Oh, my kind of girl. The whole of the world needs to walk out. I think metaphorically it has, Christine. Wishing, yes, absolutely. Yes, Andy, a clown show. We need to pay heed to none of it. Wise words. So what I did for this week, because, well, we did have an interesting week last week, because I'm wondering how it's affected you personally. Whether you had any Mars-Pluto moments, if you all managed to sail close to the wind and not fall in the vegetable patch or do anything discombobulating to yourself and get through the week without any serious problems, because that energy, I mean, basically we've still got the square. We've come out of it, but Mars is at 4 degrees, but it's still squaring Pluto at 1 degree. So we've still got that. Hey, Stormy, hi. Good to see you. Andy, yes, Andy, Poonam. It was quite a show, just another day with the vegetables. Exactly. Nikki Hensel. Nikki from Montreal. I've been to Montreal. It's beautiful. Loved it. Poonam, you kept having to remind yourself to hold your tongue last week. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I mean, it's really lucky I didn't have a brick, because I might have thrown it several times through my television, and that would have been awfully expensive. Beth, this past week, especially Saturday, has been drama and end of your rope. Right. Yes, okay. See me, it's been a week of self-reflection and personal inventory. Okay, that's quite helpful. That sounds quite good use of the energy that was around. That's brilliant. What else has been going on? So, because we had the new moon partial solar eclipse. Now, remember, we are still really in that energy, and that will be quite pronounced until we get to the next full moon, which is 6th, 7th of October, and that's going to be in Aries. And I've pre-recorded that video today, so the lovely Jerry will upload that for me with the chart and the timestamps for the zodiac signs at some time, and it'll go up this week. So Maggie, hi. You've refused to be sucked into the drama, being baited. Good for you. Well done. Leaves and gears, pretty exhausted and apathetic. I've been very tired again this week as well, but I think that is partly here. We've still got this humidity. And even though we had this wonderful thunderstorm yesterday, I mean, it was just awesome. We had terrible flooding, but I was nice and dry and cozy in my flat, so I was okay. But Kay Ulrich was a little crazy, but getting better. Wish work can get there. Oh, you've got problems at work, have you? You need them to get their act together. You've got builders in, Christine. Disturbed the cat killer with horrendous builder's noise. Oh, good. Serves him right. Nikki Hensel, freedom feels like body was going through detox. Interesting. Jim, you had a deep glimpse of transformation in progress. Tell me more, Jim. Sounds positive. Andy, you're with Maggie. You can't give any of it any attention. Don't blame you. The work is within yourself and will pour into your home. Absolutely. Wonderful use of the energy. So that is brilliant. So what I've done is I've actually done a chart for the moment we met tonight. So it's the 6 o'clock Central European Daylight Time. And I thought it would just be interesting to see it as a point in time to give us a little bit of insight as to what we can expect this week, seeing as there are no major aspects. We'll probably get some void moons and moon aspects, but the moon aspects are so transitory. They last for maybe an hour or two. So, you can track it, and it can be quite interesting to track it through a day with your own natal chart and think about how is the moon affecting me whilst, like, for instance, today, it's in Sagittarius. And at 6 o'clock tonight, which was the time I started this live, it was at 21 degrees, no minutes in Sagittarius. And what's nice with this chart is that, and actually I'll just show you, because if I can pick it up without losing it, because, the moon is right at the top of the chart on the midheaven. And I think that is really rather lovely. So it sheds a kind of maternal, nurturing energy, but full of joy, hope, and expectancy because it's Sagittarius. So I just think that is really a nice energy for us to be meeting under. So let me just pop that down. Let me just catch up with your chat. Christine, Jim, Joseph, and the Technicolor Dream Goat. Okay. Maggie, you're a big proponent of imagining light around your home and car. Very good practice, especially while on a dangerous road. Thank you, Penny. You're a sexy little singer. Oh, bless you, Maggie. Thank you. Yes, if any of you tracking what, Cosmic BL? The moon, the moon daily through its, every hour it's moving a degree. So, you've got this constant movement from the moon. But yes, just in reference to Maggie's comment about me being a sexy little singer, this gig I did Friday week ago, I've uploaded some of the numbers that I did with the two guys who are the guitarists with me onto a YouTube channel that I've got, which is just called Penny Dix, aka Abigail Brown Vocals. It has the sum total of 25 subscribers. I'm quite proud of that. I think that's quite an achievement. So if you want to hear me sing, head on over to that channel because and I'll try and remember and put it in the comments section. It's you've also got me singing Skyfall in there. So it's, oh, Christine, bless you. An alluring, soothing voice. Gosh, wow. Thank you. Okay, so let's come back to the astrology, because the other thing that's interesting in this is that, and I don't know, it's a bit difficult to see, but if you can see just here, which this is back to front, but that is actually the ascendant and it's Pisces. And you've got the North Node there, which means the South Node is opposite Virgo there in the 7th house. And what I want to say about that is that actually, I think that's really rather interesting because that to me tells me that something quite karmic can happen this week. So it's actually quite a interesting, and it's almost as if you can begin to see how a dream that you have has the energy to manifest. It's as if there are some alluring threads coming out towards you this week where you think, all I've got to do is just catch on to that and catch on to that, and you'll be there. Amanda, hi Penny, day 2 of not smoking after decades. Felt it was the right time, but it's not easy, but good for you, Amanda. One day at a time, remember. It's like with any addiction. You do it one day at a time, and you can do it 1 hour at a time. For the next hour, I won't smoke. And then at that time you go, and now for the next hour, I won't smoke. It makes it achievable. Whereas sometimes when we go, I'm going to give this up forever, it makes it too, it's so almost impossible because forever is a long time. But good for you, Amanda, and keep it up. Cosmic BL. Strange you should mention tracking the moon. You did that for the first time, and it has you wanting to head over to the casino tomorrow. Something you've not done very often. Oh, really? How interesting. Okay. Yeah, giving up cigs, Maggie, is very hard, but good for her. Yeah, come on, karma. Absolutely. Simi gave it up a year ago. Well done. Well done. No, keep it up. That's brilliant. Christine, that's the animal medicine energy of the badger. We need to connect to the root herbs. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So already you can see just at this moment in time, this chart for the moment in time, we have the moon on the MC at 21 degrees. And then we have the North Node on the ascendant in Pisces and the South Node on the descendant in Virgo. So there may be things coming up this week which are connected with the past to do with friendships, relationships, maybe business partnerships that will come back up for you to reflect on, for you to think about, for you to maybe find a way to resolve what has been perhaps left unfinished, no closure. So there may be some opportunities for that. And I think what's interesting is that Saturn, of course, back in Pisces, is at 27 degrees. It's now moved all the way back to 27 degrees. And so it is still widely conjunct Neptune, who very soon, in fact, very, very soon indeed, and I can tell you when, is going to move back into Pisces. Now, Neptune moves back into Pisces on October the 22nd, but I'm going to talk about all those movements when we do the Wednesday live, because there really is a lot actually going on next month. It's interesting because we tend to say that, or I say that, or every astrologer says that every month. But there is quite a lot of shifting and taking positions. It's like, right, okay, now we've got to get into this position to see where we go from here. Hi, Maggie, it's a month exactly until you turn 7-1. Wow, you're going to have fun all month. Good for you. And do healthy things. Maybe one or two naughty things as well, I think is good. Cosmic BL, you stopped 20 years ago this month. Well done. Well done. Yes, it's quite good to do that, to kind of cut it down slowly. I think everyone is different. Some people find it easier to just cut, and some people have to wean themselves off. So let's have a look. Would the Kama Sutra be a star? I love that, Christine. Well, I think that could be quite fun. That could be quite fun with our vegetable soup, couldn't it? The mind boggles. Carrots and parsnips and turnips and potatoes, sweet potatoes, peas, leeks. Oh, they could have such fun. Yes, happy birthday, Kelly. Someone's got a birthday. I've lost the thread. Oh, your birthday is Tuesday. Okay, Kelly. Okay, so you're the last day of September. Happy birthday. Happy solar return. And I hope you have a wonderful year ahead. Maggie, no attractive males to play with, just girlfriends that don't live here. I know the feeling. I have similar problems. Hi, Linda. Good to see you. You made a live. Yes, we are alive. So what else can we learn from this chart about the week ahead? Because we've established that there may be something that is karmic that may start to take root or take form. And then with this chart, the first house is quite tightly packed with the North Node, Saturn, Neptune, and also with Ceres and Eris and Chiron. And Eris and Chiron, interestingly, are conjunct at the moment, bar a few minutes. So that's actually something that is quite interesting. And they are trining that moon at 21 degrees in Sagittarius. Now, what this tells me is that there is a real movement from the divine feminine, or from the feminine in general, towards collective healing for the wounds and the wrongs that have been eked out on the feminine over many hundreds of years. And so there is the energy of that around about, it's as if the female or the divine feminine consciousness is really working hard to raise the collective consciousness. So not just for the feminine, but for the masculine as well. Because, you know, the collective conscious can all elevate and become more of what it can be. We just have to think it, imagine it, and do it. And actually, the energy says, why not? We can raise our consciousness. Now, Uranus, of course, is still retrograde 1 degree of Gemini, and very soon it's going to move back into Taurus. But that's a separate astrobite nearer the time, because that could create quite a stir in the financial markets, and you know, the timing won't be great coming up to Christmas, and you know, when people want to have a little bit more spare cash. So let's have a look. Someone was talking about coffee. Oh, I can't go without coffee. No, absolutely. Christine, Andy, cold turkey is the only way. You did that with your hair, stopped colouring it. 4 years later, you have a natural mane. Yes, I'm currently growing out whatever is there. I don't really know what is there anymore, but it'll be what it'll be. You blah blah blah, and hello Beth, your Taurus sun with Gemini rising. Okay. Oh joy. Well, do you know what degree your Gemini rising is? Because either you've got Uranus just transiting your 12th house for a while, like quite a few years, or it's already on your ascendant moving into your first house. So we'd need to know that really. Oh, Christine, Hair. Yes, I saw Hair, the musical Hair in the 70s. My mother took me and my cousin, and we felt so naughty because at the end, they all take their clothes off and they're all completely starkers. It was just, the music actually is brilliant. That's where Dawning of the Age of Aquarius comes from. I mean, it's an amazing show, really amazing show. Now, one of the things we need to be aware of astrologically is that we still have, as a kind of backdrop to the week ahead, where nothing of much is really happening, but it doesn't matter. Let's just say thank God, because it's been too much to have too much of this energy. But the backdrop is this mini or minor grand trine with Pluto and Uranus trining, making the base of that trine, and they are sort of peaked off by Neptune, basically Neptune at the moment, or Saturn, and Saturn, you could say. It's this trine, this mini grand trine, is going to be there for it's going to be there on and off for a long time, at varying degrees. They're kind of going to be almost dancing together and going in tandem. Yes, Penny, Hair was a great musical. Kelly, you're just claiming a phenomenal planetary week. Yeah, it's phenomenal. Phenomenally quiet. Which, hey, Lady Anne, good to see you. Maggie, you lived in London then. Okay. Taurus rising 17 degrees. Oh, your Taurus rising 17 degrees. And Gemini, oh, Uranus isn't going to touch you for ages. Uranus won't touch you for ages. Uranus is actually in your first house, and it's already done what it wants to do with you. It's not going to get to your sun for about another 6 years. So don't even worry about it. It's years away. So there we go. I'm your Lady Anne, you're my ocean of emotion. Pisces. Yes, I couldn't do this for a while because of my shoulders, but now I'm finding it a bit easier to do. So, what I can say about the energy of this week is that actually, on the whole, it's quite holding, it's quite containing. It's almost like we're being given some respite from what has been quite stormy. Your Taurus ascendant, 13 degrees, Taurus moon, 0 degrees, and Pisces sun, 24 degrees. Okay, so you've already had Uranus going over your ascendant, and that was a few years ago. So that brought some pretty big changes for you. And Taurus moon, that was about 7-8 years ago that you had Uranus conjunct that. And your Pisces sun at 24 degrees. So you've actually been feeling, Stormy, the Saturn energy, the Saturn in Pisces. And 24, 25, 26, 27. So Saturn actually is coming back to your sun, isn't it? So what it's going to do is actually bring you a resolution. And if you've done the work, if you've done the inner work, then what Saturn does is it benefits you. It rewards you. All the planets will reward us if we do the work, if we do the inner work. If we work with the energies in a positive and, intelligent and constructive way, they don't have to play out with us. They don't have to do anything to make us slow down or stop or think. So, it's so helpful to know just your sun and the degree, your rising sign and the degree, your moon and the degree. And also, it's quite helpful to know where your Saturn is when you were born, because that helps you with the Saturn returns. But, there are so many good astro sites. There's AstroSeek, astroseek.com. There's AstroDienst. There's Cafe Astrology. I'm trying to think of some more. But there are loads of astrology websites out there that you can find on the internet that will give you accurate information for your chart. All you need to know is your time of birth, place of birth, and clearly your date, month, and year. And with those bits, you're very welcome, Stormy. And with those bits of information, then you have you've got a handle with that on your chart. Therefore, having some kind of feeling of being in charge, having some kind of control over the way your life works, your life unfolds. Oven of emotions, Jim, that's lovely. Astro theme, yes, Cosmic BL, that's another one. That's great. And they're all very easy to do. This one I was showing you with the chart, if I can find it, which I can't find it now. Oh dear, where's it gone? No, this was, no, I want to show you AstroSeek, because AstroSeek is really good. So AstroSeek, do it. Oops. Really simply. That's actually for tomorrow. That's a chart for tomorrow when the moon will actually go into Capricorn. And the chart I showed you before has got too many asteroids in it, and I should have taken them out. But this one is more basic. It's just got really what we need to know, the sort of main planets and inner planets and outer planets. And so you can easily see the aspects, that mini grand trine, which is part of a kite. And so it's just really helpful. So So really today we're having a little bit of an astrological lesson to understand our birth charts better, because it does equip you. And I remember saying some time ago about, if you do for a month track where the moon is and how you're feeling each day based on where the moon is and what part of your chart the moon is in, then it actually, makes quite a difference. Because I've noticed, for instance, for me, as a Leo rising, I have Cancer in the 12th house, which is actually the sign the moon rules, which puts on my 6th house Capricorn. Now, what I find when I've got the moon, transiting moon, going through Cancer or Capricorn, I feel down, lackluster, don't want to do anything, don't want to see anyone. And it's just really interesting. So that now I will counter that and think, right, I must make sure that I do some things that nurture me when the moon's in Cancer. And when the moon is in Capricorn in my chart, then what I do is try and be a little bit more practical, a little bit more structured to my time, give myself some tasks to do. So, Christine, what earth elements are prevalent at the moment? Earth, air, fire, and water. Well, really, at the moment, let's just take a look at today. Today, we are going more into air and water and fire. Air, water, and fire. Earth is kind of going. Earth, we're going to lose Earth because we've had a lot of Earth. And what we're going to get is, because remember, Pluto is going to be in Aquarius for about another 19 years. And Uranus is going to be in Gemini for about 7 years. Now, they are both air signs. Aquarius is fixed and Gemini is mutable, which means it's flexible. Neptune and Saturn, of course, are going to be in Aries, which is fire. So we've got air and fire. And of course, Jupiter next year, and I can't remember exactly when, Jupiter will go into Leo. And so we will have another major planet in, it goes into Leo. And I'm just scrolling through. Oh, no, it doesn't go until, okay. It goes in at, hang on, let me go backwards. It goes in around July. July, Jupiter will go into Leo. And so more fire, more passion. So the elements, Christine is right to highlight that, because it does actually make quite a difference, the elements that are highlighted. What are you all wittering about, you lot? Hey, Matt, good to see you. Just got on the bus to go home. Okay, all right, we'll see you later. Is it true that the object that is approaching will pull on us? Simple answer, don't know. Complicated answer, let's just clear up some of the mystery around 3I Atlas, the cosmic object from interstellar space that is going through our solar system. 3I Atlas is most probably exactly what it says. It's most probably a lump of rock with some extraordinary elements in it and some extraordinary trajectories and ways of moving. This does not mean it is of alien origin. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. Now, 3I Atlas in the when we get the new moon, and I'm going to talk more about this on Wednesday, but when we get the new moon in Libra on the 21st of October, will be behind the sun in a direct alignment with, you'll get 3I Atlas, the sun, the new moon, and the sun in Libra. I think that's quite cool. And I think that could be quite interesting. But I'm going to talk, thank you, Jim, Yes, I agree. Somebody on YouTube was saying, you know, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and has duck's feet, it's probably a duck. And I thought that's actually quite a good metaphor to look at it. If you want to hear what Steve Judd has said about it, I think he has done a small video about it, but he does talk about it in the video I did with him on my channel, Channeling and Stranger Things, because we do talk about 3-eye atlas. And actually, I did a video on Friday with medium Brandon Russ, conscious medium Brandon Russ, one of his extra optimistic podcasts. And we do actually look at the energy, excuse me, of 3-eye atlas. And he is going to send me the video for that. So I will actually upload it onto the channel, Channeling and Stranger Things, because it belongs there with the stuff we're talking about. It really belongs on Channeling and Stranger Things. And while, oh, wait a minute, question. What does it really mean to be in the age of Aquarius, since we'll be in it for the next 19 years? I think we're going to be in it for, now, Jim, I don't know, you have to help me out on this one, Jim, because the age of Aquarius, these ages last about 1,000 or 2,000 years. Is that right, Jim? Because the age of Pisces that we have left was since the birth of Christ, I think. So I'll need your input on that, Jim. But let's have a look. What else are you saying? In terms of, just going back to what Maggie was asking about 3-eye atlas, in terms of will it affect us, it already is. It's affecting us in the sense that it's waking us up. We are alert to the awesomeness of our cosmos, the amazing, yes, I think you're right, Maggie, Jim, 2,000 years, yeah. You know, 3-eye atlas is affecting our consciousness because we're thinking, wow, that's come from interstellar space. Not only that, it's come from the direction of Sagittarius and the galactic center. In fact, synchronistically, exactly the direction the moon is in as we speak, because the galactic center is at about 26 degrees of Sag. The moon is currently at about 22 degrees of Sag. So interesting. It is interesting. And I think, I believe when it goes the other side of the sun, when it comes out from behind the sun, it is for a very short while potentially going to be visible from Earth. And it will be a very faint light, which we may even be able to see with the naked eye, but nearer that time, and that's not going to be before, I think, spring of next year, which again is interesting because we've got the Neptune Saturn conjunction, February the 20th, 2026. We've got all this interesting, really super interesting energy happening all at once, because then we've got 2 eclipses also round that Neptune Saturn conjunction, 3-eye atlas appearing on the other side of the sun before it I think it goes past, it's going to pass by Jupiter and then out of our solar system, and we will probably never see it again. Christine, what do you think about NASA's planned trip to the dark side of the moon? Great. I think it's wonderful. I think they should. And I think what's a shame is that there are, you know, I was thinking this yesterday. I was looking for some credible videos with credible information on YouTube to look at things which are a little bit more meaty and real, like what is 3-eye atlas really, you know, these kind of things, to find truth. And it's so difficult to find credible information. It's getting worse and worse because of artificial intelligence, because so many people are just creating channels which have got like 2,000 subscribers. They monetize it. They have an artificial voice spouting off clickbait, terrible content and cloning people. I saw one yesterday where they cloned Elon Musk so that you're going, oh my God, it looks like him, it sounds like him, it must be him. And then you realize, oh, it's not. Oh my God, I'm being conned again. And, it's actually making me pull away from a lot of these videos on YouTube because I want something that's real. And, what I will endeavor to do with myself is you will always get me. If anyone sees another channel with 1,000 subscribers and it says, Astrologer, Penny Dix, it probably isn't me. So, this is going to happen. And, it's happened a lot to Pam Gregory. And it's happening to Stefan Burns said it's happened to him recently. He said, an incredibly accurate kind of AI fake. So yes, it's started recently, Maggie. You're absolutely right, and I don't like it. I think it's a great shame. But I think the wonderful bit or the wonderful side of 3i Atlas is that it's going to help us wake up. It's because I think in terms of what's happening on our planet, it links in beautifully with the astrology of Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus going into Gemini, and the awakening, the general awakening of humankind and of human consciousness. And I think that with this, we're going to see this, we are going to see the changes. I think we can all feel it. You can sense that, and I have to be careful what I say here, but you can sense that the old ways, the old regimes are in their death throes, if that makes sense. And the soup's gone cold, and the soup will be just scraped away or put out for the, I don't know, farm animals. And, along with that, there is think about the meaning of Aquarius. Aquarius is about the collective, the people. Yes, Lady Anne, you're right. There's good sides to artificial intelligence, but you have to be careful and you have to actually have a little bit of savvy to think about how you're using it. For instance, ChatGPT can be very useful for certain things. It can take the place and it can be quicker than, say, asking Google about, let's say, Gnosticism, for example, because it will pick out all the bits that you want to know and you think, oh, yes, that's right, I can go and now research a bit further. But I've discovered, don't ask ChatGPT about astrology. It doesn't know. It hasn't been written into its program. And so it comes up with rubbish. So that if you're inexperienced and you could put all your details into ChatGPT, and the chances are it'll get it wrong. So just be careful of that. Oh, have I gone? Have I gone? Oh, have I gone? Okay. Yes, Linda, there are ways to use ChatGPT. Hi, Phil. Just realized you're here. We've missed you too. It's good to see you. Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you. I like that, Andy. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, Jim, we just have to be discerning all of the time. So you see, the word I decided, or the phrase I've got for the week ahead before we do the tarot. These aren't fake. These are real. I'm real. Everything's real. Well, yes. Well, gel nails. Okay. Little bit. I chose conscious awakening. Now, some of these quotes you will know, but I think it's always good to be reminded of it because I do think that with Pluto, as I was saying in Aquarius, Aquarius is about the collective at large. Pluto is power to the people. There is something here about as the old order falls away, as the old order goes through its death throes, which could take several years, it could take 10 years or longer, then what will happen is that actually people power and maybe I don't know what that will look like, is what I'm going to say. I have no idea what that will look like. But I do think everybody is realizing, the whole of humankind is realizing that we've all got to individually stand up, be counted, and be authentic and true to ourselves. We can't just sit back, stuff sort of, food into our, mouths on the sofa, flicking through the channels or flicking through social media. We have to stand up and do something. And I think that is collectively what people are beginning to realize. Oh, did it drop out? I'm sorry about that, Cosmic BL. I'm back. I'm here. So listen, on the nature of awakening. Yeah, I'm real. Thank you, Jim. Oh, dear. Right. C.G. Jung said, enlightenment is not imagining figures of light, but making the darkness conscious. You'll know that one. It's a well-known one. And Deepak Chopra said, awakening is not changing who you are, but discarding who you are not. And Marcel Proust said, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. And then we've got a few about inner transformation, so inner awakening. And again, you will know this one, but again, it doesn't hurt to be reminded. Rumi said, when you awaken, you will realize you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire drop. No, you're not. You are the entire ocean in a drop. I would say the same goes for the universe. I think we could say we are not a small part of the universe. We're the entire universe in a small spark. That's just my take on it. Anyway, Muji said, awakening begins the moment you open your heart more than your mind. And C.G. Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. And that's very true. And then how do we break the illusion? And there's an anonymous one here, which is the day you awaken, you discover you were never asleep, only dreaming. Lao Tzu said, the greatest illusion is that you are separate from the source. And Adyashanti said, awakening is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of seeing clearly. And then the last three are about living consciously, because that, I think, is where and what Pluto in Aquarius is trying to wake us up to, empower us with. So Thich Nhat Hanh said, consciousness is the light that allows us to see reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. And that's true, isn't it? And Henri David Thoreau said, to be awake is to be alive. I have never yet met a man who was quite awake. And lastly, we have an anonymous one, which is awakening means to open your eyes not only to the beauty of life, but to your responsibility for it. And that is exactly what I was saying about Pluto in Aquarius and the old order dropping away in its death throes. It's our responsibility individually for the collective whole to wake up and bring the changes in and be the change that we want to see. Let's see. I like that, Jim. The universe learning itself drop by drop. Maggie, kitties help with staying in your heart. They certainly do. Liz the Iron Maiden, hi. You're in a different time zone in the USA. Okay. Is next week good? It's fine. Next week, it's not a lot is happening astrologically. So we have a blank canvas. We can make it what we would like it to be. So wakey, absolutely. Right, Christine, what have you got? You pulled the animal medicine card, the elk. Your antlers reach for the sun. Show me that strength and stamina are one. That kind of fits in with waking up, doesn't it, in our consciousness? I like that. Yeah, this week's okay. And I'm doing a live, remember, on Wednesday night, 6 o'clock, same time as this, for the month of October. And what am I going to get? Let's see. Is Wishing Pool Tarot still here? Oh, we've got a very strong, stern King of Swords here. So we have the King of Swords. Well, let's see. Who is the King of Swords? I wonder if this is about authority, somebody laying down the law. Let me see what Simi's pulled. You pulled the Two of Cups, Five of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Seems there will be a unity of minds, yes, battling sneaky people, but then have to regroup to make difficult choices. This card seems to be somebody saying enough is enough. Now, who is it? I don't know. I think we have to just keep our ears and eyes open and see what comes out from that. But this is somebody in a very important position who people listen to. Are there any leaders that we listen to currently? Because it's really difficult to find a strong leader out there, isn't it? It's not easy currently. Liz, you've got to work out the 5-hour difference between there and the UK. Here, where I am, it's 6 hours to the UK, to America, to the East Coast. Lady Anne, you've got the Ace of Wands in the Crow deck. Okay, well, that's good new beginnings, isn't it? That sounds very positive, Lady Anne. Ah, Simi, yes. Carney, yes. Mark Carney. He does speak common sense, yes. And I mean, this is basically someone saying, nope, not doing it, shan't do it, won't do it, not going to do it, not having it. I don't know. What did you get, Cosmic BL? You pulled the stick. The meeting represents the solar plexus, individual strength, the real self, fortified and inspired action. The elk medicine teaches that pacing yourself will increase your stamina. You can always arrive without getting burnt out. Yes, actually, that's good. That is good advice, whatever we're doing, because I think it's so important that we don't exhaust ourselves. I think it is so important that we don't do that, because we have to pace ourselves, because this is something about the moon's energy. It's about really taking care of us, nurturing us. It's not always easy to do that, but it's so important to do it. Let's see, what else have we got? So let me just tell you a little bit about what's coming this week, because on Channeling and Stranger Things, tomorrow I am doing an interview or discussion. I'm having a discussion with the lovely astrologer Sue Brain, who also does a lot of astrology videos discussions with Steve Judd. And she's going to come on Channeling and Stranger Things, and we're going to discuss aspects and ideas of reincarnation and karma and that nature of subjects. So I will upload that tomorrow. Also this week, I'm hopefully recording a video with the lovely lady who called Christine Oriel. And she is an expert and has written books on Lemuria and Crystal City, and she knows a lot about the ancient civilizations and what they represented. So she's going to come and have a discussion with me on channeling and stranger things. So you lost me again, Cosmic BL. Okay. Andy, you're currently hiking straight up a hill in order to rebuild the stamina you've lost over the last year with your cancer journey. I know. Well, I'm still trying to get myself physically fit, Andy, and I'm struggling, I'm afraid. I do find it difficult. Kay Ulrich, it's almost 1 p.m. there in the US. Okay. You've got hurricanes coming. Yeah, stay safe, stay safe. We've got sun and rain this week, a mix of everything. So listen, everybody. Anyone else got some? I'm sorry there wasn't much astrology tonight. There's just not much astrology going on this week. So, but thank you so much for joining. Remember, I will be back on Wednesday, where I will look, and there will be more astrology because I'll be looking at the week ahead. I'll be looking at the month ahead. Oh, God. Remember, if any of you want to have a natal chart reading with transits, or just look at transits and focus on one or two problems or issues, go to my website, pennydix.com, or come to me via email, penny@pennydix.com, and we will decide and choose a time when we can meet. And I would love to do your chart. But if you go to the website, you can check out the fee structure and all of that. So that's oh, thank you, Simi. That's really okay. That's sweet. Thank you so much. Hi, Linda. Good to see you. Poonam, you're okay with some quiet in the week? No, it's fairly quiet. It's not going to be too bad. I hope that's not famous last words. I did see before I came on air that there was a shooting at a Mormon church in the United States. I don't know. It goes on, so hopefully that hasn't caused too much trouble. Yeah, it's lovely to see you here, Sil. Really pleased you could make it. So listen, everybody, you are all, as usual, absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for your support, your loyalty, being here. I really appreciate it. I think we are so lucky to have each other. I really do. It's awesome. Thank you. And I'll be back very soon. I'll certainly be back on Wednesday. I've already put programmed it, so it's already up on the channel. And yeah, loves to all of you. And yes, have a lovely week, everyone. And I'll see you very soon. Lots of love. Bye for now. Bye. Bye.